Alrighty, y'all. Hello. It is the weekend. I'm pretty excited about that. I hope you are as well. We are looking into something quite bizarre, but something that has been requested for a long time by many, many people at this point. This is looking at some subculture of Sweden where they have these awesome American car cruises, shows. We're going to be taking a look at that. To me, that sounds really interesting. And I'm glad to finally take a look at this. This seems to be a good candidate that was suggested to me. This is a video called American Car Cruising Gone Wild in Sweden from Woody Piano Shack. This will be linked in the description down below so you can watch this whole video uninterrupted, as we'll only be looking at part of it. And of course, browse his channel. I'm pretty stoked for this. Without further ado, let's take a look. American classics in Sweden. Let's go.
I've read that there are more classic American cars in Sweden than anywhere else in the world. Bar America, of course.
Wow.
Let me know in the comments if you can confirm or deny. And it looks like...
Look at around him. Oh my God.
A couple of thousand of them are here in southern Sweden.
They're everywhere. Look at, oh my God, even the old vans. It's a beautiful shape, too.
Really crowd grabber.
Oh my God. And they're not just classic cars, they're customized. There's lowriders, there's hippie vans. Kind of like older vehicles that have the patina look, maybe even some full-on rat rods.
So there's two main...
So weird seeing an old early 60s Chevy with a Euro plate on it.
types of
pretty cool. It's like a weird
in Sweden. You've got those guys that meticulously
contrast
restore their cars to pristine showroom condition. And then you've got the raggerer subculture, which I think takes a bit of inspiration from America, the hillbilly and the red.
Jeez, even a freaking cat. This body style Chevy, one of the best. This is called the Cat Eye Chevy trucks, just because of the way the headlights look at the front. This is in Sweden?
Next scene, and these guys drive around in trashed American classics.
Look at that. Oh, these are kind of cool. Yeah, like Rat Rod. He said Ragara is it's known there. That's kind of cool. I must refer to this kind of subculture. Yeah, the beat up, kind of slightly rusted, but still badass old cars.
Yeah, absolutely hammered.
Look at the Euro plates. Look at the ladies chilling in the back.
And have a good time. And I absolutely love it.
This is insane, man. Wow. Yeah, that thing sounds great. Look, you know what's fun is I have learned and am still learning about so many new motorsports and car cultures and cars and brands throughout the world, and it is so refreshing to me, man. It is so exciting and awesome. But don't forget, I'm still a big American car fan. I don't, learn about it on the channel because this is what I've grown up with. I'm super familiar with this. I'm around it all the time. I love the sound of the old thumping American V8s idling. You can smell the fuel. I love the hard starts with the carburetor, man. And it's just like, oh, it's so freaking cool. Look at this one. Is like beat up, but really cool looking. It's even got, look at this. It's even got the curb feelers right here. That is too badass, man. And it's about having a good time. Everyone's chilling, arm out the window. Classic Americana at its finest. Definitely a better era in America, may I add, than currently. Wow, that is really cool. God, that sound. That sound is invigorating, man. If you don't at least grin subconsciously when you hear a rumbling heavy cam V8 from the 60s or the 70s, something wrong with you, man. Look at that old truck. I love old trucks too. It's so weird seeing this landscape around it with the buildings and the hedges and stuff. It's so Sweden, but it's like all these American cars on the street. It's such a cool clash. I love it. Oh my God, that's so cool. You guys have Circle K's there. That's so funny. I go to Circle K all the time. That's like, you know, one by me. That's it's just funny to see that as well. But this looks like a fun event. Everyone's chilling, watching the cars go by. How is there this many American muscle cars in Sweden, man? I mean, this is a huge show. And it's fun. Everyone's chilling and cruising and got the music blaring. Like, what? This is more lively than half the American shows I go to. Look at that. Oh my God, it's an old Buick. Oh, that is too good. How fun. You know, how are there this many there? Like, how does that work? It must be very easy, I guess, to import. I mean, these have to be, obviously, over time, these are all imported. So you can just buy a car in the U.S. from Sweden and then import it there, and then pretty easily register it, I'm assuming. If so, that's really, really cool. That is really cool, man. Old Cadillac. The police force on the beautiful horses. I'm not a horseback expert. I was going to say are they Clydesdales, but I don't know if they're Clydesdales. But they're nice. We have horses, or police on horses in downtown Chicago area as well. Oh, there's a DeSoto. Hell yeah. There's a Mopar. Remember, I'm a huge Mopar fan the most, even though I like them all. Big Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Plymouth, DeSoto. Actually, back then, Jeep wouldn't have been part of it. They were part of AMC till '89. That's freaking awesome, dude. Oh my God. This must be like some sort of festival or what? Because, I mean, this is taking part early, like various places in the day. I love this. I paused it. They played throughout the whole day because now it's getting dark out. Earlier it looked to be pretty like in the middle of the afternoon. Gotta love it, man. Oh my God, we got a light show in there. This is rad. Look at the square body Chevy. Hell yeah. Oh my God, this is wild. I can't believe I'm looking at Sweden right now. It's a nice Bel Air. Kind of beat up. I like it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that nice old Chrysler. Wow, what an era, man. We were kicking ass back then. Dude, that is so cool. This is just so wild.
Continued long into the small hours, but I got a puncture from a smashed beer bottle and I'm giddy on exhaust fumes, so it's time to head home. I really enjoyed the evening with the Raggarers and their wonderful automobiles. I'm from the UK, so I ought to be fond of the classic English cars, Morris Minors, Ford Capris and so on, but I get much more of a kick seeing the American cars. There's something about their ridiculous size and extravagant styling, the vintage Americana, and of course the sound and smell of those massive V8 engines.
Agreed. I am, like I said, I am on top of the world just loving learning about so many different cars and brands and motorsports and all these different things that I wasn't really familiar with growing up, didn't have access to, cars we don't have here, whatever, right? It is really, really cool and really eye-opening. But yeah, I'll always have a special place in my heart for like these classic American cars, rumbling V8s, good times, right? In a lifted truck or in a loud muscle car. It is just there's something mystical about it. It's really, really cool. And it's really, really cool to see that being able to be experienced and celebrated somewhere else beyond our shores here. I think that's really, really fun.
To think that if you want to see classic American cars in action, then one of the best places in the world to do so is in Sweden.
That is so wild, man.
It's a lifestyle here and part of the culture, especially in the countryside and rural areas. It was great to see the enjoyment that the owners and their companions get from their vehicles on the occasion. It was fascinating to observe the contrasting styles of the meticulously restored classics and then the trashed Pilsner wagons, as they are known, scraping the ground as they rumble along.
Love it. Ooh, there is the best one. Dad, you know who I'm talking about. Wish you wouldn't have sold that, man. I still give him crap for that to this day. Yup, B-body Charger, 68 to 70, best years, 70 personally, my favorite. I believe if we're looking at the bumper, we've got to see the taillights.
For me, I prefer the latter.
That might be a 70, actually. I had the wraparound bumper in front. It does have the square taillights. The round taillights would have been 68. 69 would have had just the bumper on the bottom, not wraparound. That might be a 70. I think it is. Damn. Yeah, those Chargers are just... There's not a word strong enough for how badass these are. It's the epitome of an American muscle car, in my opinion.
They have so much more character and personality, and each car tells its own story.
And
there was no doubt that the Pilsner Bilar got the most attention from the onlookers, and for me, they are the ultimate cool ride. I'd love to hear the opinions of any car enthusiasts in the United States about what you think about these cars and the cruising in general. Please let us know.
Yeah, that's a 70. And to answer that guy's question, I love it. As an American watching this, I'm just mind blown. I think it's so freaking cool. It's funny because just a few months ago I watched a European car show in Slovenia, and it was beautiful, right, in the mountains, or at least had a mountain backdrop, and it was this nice day out, and it was so cool seeing all these cars that about 60 to 70% of the cars I didn't even know what they were, right? All these wild looking sedans and hatchbacks and wagons and stuff that I couldn't have told you what it was. It was so cool to see that. Customized, big turbos, really cool, wraps or paint jobs, whatever. I mean, it was just so cool to see all these actual European car shows with European cars mostly, and then even some, Japanese cars or whatever that I didn't recognize because you guys have a lot more access to more cars than it seems than we do here in the U.S. And so, of course, I'm always fascinated by that, and I like that. But to see this in Europe as well, in Sweden, to see an American car show basically, and with the same variety I would expect at a car show here. I love to see it. It's really, really fascinating. And I figured, some people, there's always someone that's into anything, right? I figured there would be people, of course, in Europe that are into American cars. I mean, why not, right? There's people here that are into European cars. But but I'll be honest, it's hard to picture. I didn't really exactly picture like a full-on, full-blown town taken over by an Americana car show like this. Like I said, I'm impressed. I think it's really, really fun to see. And I love these top comments here from Americans. I'm from America. I think this is absolutely 100% badass. I want to ship my 58 Ford Fairlane and myself to Sweden to have a blast. I agree. Unfortunately, I don't have a classic American car, sadly, even though I'm right here in America. But yeah, I totally agree with that. That would be a blast. From Oakland, California, USA, this officially just blew my mind. Just can't wrap my head around this in Sweden. Keep it rolling. And I agree. That's how we're going to end this one. I think it's really, really cool to see a cool contrast to what we normally see and cover on this channel. This was suggested a lot of times, so I really do thank you guys. You guys always point me in cool directions. So this is mind-blowing for me. I think it's really, really neat. And I do love cars and car culture because it is one thing that can really bring us together. It bonds people from across the world, right? I think it's really fun. It's a good way to experience different eras when you're dealing with different ages of cars. It's a good way to experience different places because all cars from different countries are unique. They're a little bit different, but at the same time, they're all cars. And at the same time, we're all people, even though we're in different places throughout the world. At our core, we're all relatable. So I think that's really, really neat. I hope you have a great weekend. I certainly hope you enjoyed this. I appreciate you being here. Maybe I'll see you in the next one. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. And until next time, y'all, take care. I'll catch you later.